All right, here we go. Good one in the Big East. Providence and Marquette coming your way from Fiserv Forum on CBS Sports Network. A look at the starting lineups for both teams. Providence, for the third consecutive game, will be without Jared Bynum, sidelined by a left side abdominal injury. And Marquette has started the same five every single game this season. Ed Cooley, one of the better guys across the country. His team, a 14-4 start this year. They had won 9 in a row prior to Saturday's loss at Creighton. And Shaka Smart had won 5 straight games before they lost at Xavier, a close game on Sunday. They were up 4 at the half, and they lost by 4 in the end. This place is jumping on a Wednesday night. The students are back on campus. Everybody feeling good for this late tip on CBS Sports Network. It'll be Oso Ighodaro and Ed Croswell trumping it up. Our officials, Jeffrey Anderson, Roger Ayers, and Greg Evans. And Marquette controls the opening tip.
And both these teams are very similar. Play about 95% man-to-man, but they will mix in a little bit of zone here and there.
Olivier Maxence Prosper will kick it out. Marquette averages 82 points per game, and the first shot attempt by Cam Jones won't go.
And you know, this is the fastest team Ed Cooley has had since he's been at Providence in terms of playing in transition. They play in transition 20% of the time, which is a really high number, and by far the highest for Ed Cooley ever.
Allen Breed starting for the injured Bynum, and a great move there by Bryce Hopkins.
Well, you got a good look at Bryce Hopkins there. He's very good with the ball. He can handle, and he's so strong and athletic, he can finish at the basket.
Inside, Stevie Mitchell tied up. Good defense by Noah Locke. Marquette retains possession. Mitchell cuts and finishes.
Really good offense, and one thing about Marquette we got to keep an eye on, they scored 60 points in the paint in that first game. As a matter of fact, of their first 24 points in the game last time, they had 22 in the paint. And now how about this? Marquette going zone, no, still man-to-man. Made it look a little bit like a zone.
Here's Breed driving with 7 on the shot clock. Feeds it inside to Croswell. Off glass is good, and what a player Ed Croswell has become.
One of the most improved guys in the country. When you look at his numbers from last year to this year, this kid last year averaged 5 points. This year he's 13 and 8.
Hopkins with the rebound. Here's Locke. They want to get him going early, and that 3 is way off the mark.
And that's what he does. He has twice the number of three-point shots as anybody else on the Providence team. He is their best perimeter shooter. And you see Croswell here. He knows how to carve out space inside and get great position. That's what he did there. He doesn't do anything fancy, but he knows how to use those legs to get himself where he wants.
Prosper attacking Croswell, and now they'll back it up. Mitchell had it poked at, and now Kolek controls. What a season he has had with 6 on the shot clock.
25 in the last game against Xavier.
Kicked around, the shot clock at 1. Mitchell has to put it up, and it's well short. Good defense by the Friars. Locke is left alone and still cannot hit.
I mean, he's gotten 2 wide open looks, and he's a 36% three-point shooter.
Prosper. And another rebound to Providence. That was a big part of the first matchup. The Friars out-rebound Marquette by 15. And we talked to Shaka Smart a short time ago, and he told us we've got to do a better job on the glass tonight.
Yeah, they got destroyed on the glass by Xavier the other day. Gave up 17 offensive rebounds to Xavier in their last loss. That's the weakness of this Marquette team. -3 rebounds a game. That's a good move by this Devin Carter. He's a lot like last year they had Manaya, a guy who can do a lot of different things, especially on defense. That's Devin Carter.
Kolek, contact, no call. Ed Cooley doesn't like it, but Kolek is on the board.
Allen Breed is down.
And Breed slow to get up. He is starting for the injured Jared Bynum. And this Providence team doesn't have a lot of ball handlers with Bynum out of the lineup.
Yeah, even Allen Breed is not really a point guard. He's a combination guard, and playing Marquette, and let's say this, Jared Bynum, one of the 3 best games he played this year, was that win up at Providence on December 20th.
Yeah, he had 16 points and 8 rebounds in that game. You got home late that night.
Boy, late.
Double OT. Back to Philly after.
And they have to be careful because Marquette averages 9.5 steals a game. So playing without your point guard, not the easiest thing to do against this team.
Locke, step back, still can't get one to go. Averaging 10 points per game, a slow start for the transfer from Louisville. Iguodaro turnaround, and he gets the bounce.
They got the switch that time. He ended up with Bryce Hopkins on him, who's a little bit smaller than Croswell, took advantage of it.
Third straight top 25 opponent for Marquette. They beat UConn and then lost on Sunday at Xavier. How about earlier tonight, Seton Hall defeating UConn.
That's a huge win. They were 17 down.
Shot clock is at 2. Locke, can he get going? He can. That one goes for Noah Locke.
You know, the fact that they've gotten him so many good looks is not good for Marquette because he's the one guy. They don't shoot a lot of threes, Providence.
Kolek with the answer.
The soft touch hit the back of the rim, but I was saying about, they don't have a lot of three-point shooting, Providence. They're leaving him open a little bit too much early on.
Just over 5 minutes gone by. Good pressure here by Marquette. Carter trying to save it up in the air. Croswell goes to get it off Kolek, but they're going to say Providence touched it last. It'll be Marquette basketball when we come back. Tyler Kolek trying to lead Marquette to victory. College basketball on CBS Sports Network, presented by Orgain. One of the reasons this place is jumping, they are celebrating the 20th anniversary of their Final Four run. And yes, Dwayne Wade, his teammates, former head coach Tom Green, all in the building tonight. In fact, Shaka Smart told us that he was having a surprise for his team and that the pregame speech was going to be given tonight by Dwayne Wade. I would imagine that would fire you up if you're on this Marquette team.
No doubt about it. One of the all-time greats in the NBA.
Tom Crean expected to join us here coming up in a little bit. Dwayne Wade, 3-time NBA champion, NBA Finals MVP. And those blazers that he is wearing and some of his former teammates are wearing, he bought for his teammates during an August reception over the summer when the team came back. And Shaka Smart said that was a time when his current team was able to be around Wade and some of those other great players for Marquette.
I like how Shaka described like the Masters jacket.
That's what he said. Yeah.
It's not green, but it's blue.
He'll take it. And so will Iguodaro. Another friendly role for the junior out of Chandler, Arizona. And the first lead tonight for Marquette. They started the night 1 for 6. Since then, they're 4 out of 4.
And the freshman, Jaden Pierre, handling the ball for Providence. I think this kid's going to be very good. He only has 17 turnovers on the season. They need him solid tonight. And he can shoot the ball from 3. That's not solid.
Kolek tips it away and a turnover by the Friars. On the chase is Chase Ross and a foul. The freshman from Dallas attacking.
You know, the thing about this Marquette team is off those steals, they score over 17 points a game on fast breaks, which is number 5 in the nation. So this team wants to run, as does Providence, but they are a little bit more efficient in their transition game than Providence is.
Substitution for Shaka Smart, another freshman checking in. This is Sean Jones. Chase Ross, also a freshman from Dallas.
I mean, you look at this Marquette team and the job that Shaka has done. They were picked 9th in the preseason because everybody coming back. The highest scorer they had coming back was Cam Jones, who averaged like 6 points a game. Tyler Colin's the only guy who played a lot of minutes last year, and all these guys have gotten better. He has done a magnificent job in this program.
There's Carter on the drive. Wild shot, and Hopkins able to clean it up inside.
He just has a knack for rebounding the ball. Great hands, great timing.
Ross goes up with the shot and banks it in.
And you know, Marquette has a very small team in the game now. They have Joplin, who's their super sixth man, who's one of their leading scorers coming off the bench. He's playing the 4 spot right now at 6'6". Iguodaro is their center. So a small team for Marquette.
There's Hopkins, 29 in the first game against Marquette. Guarded tightly by Joplin. Hopkins, step back.
Wow.
It's good. That is pretty for Bryce Hopkins.
I mean, it looked like he was getting in all kinds of trouble with the dribble, and he still was able to make a fadeaway jumper there.
Iguodaro muscling his way, and Croswell's there. Now Devin Carter intercepts it. Carter trying to go end-to-end. Hands off to Locke, and Iguodaro got a hand on it.
Got to go up a lot stronger than that.
The other way, Jones for 3. Air ball. And a whistle inside.
You take a look here. Bryce Hopkins looked like he was in all kinds of trouble. Then he shoots a fadeaway on Iguodaro, who's the leading shot blocker for Marquette. As you see there.
Iguodaro averaging 1.7 blocks per game. That's 6th best in the Big East. 6 early points for Bryce Hopkins.
The other thing about what Shaka has done, his team is the 4th youngest team in big-time major college basketball. The guys coming off the bench are 1 sophomore and 3 freshmen.
Ben Gold is on the floor right now, a freshman from New Zealand. Breed in the corner for 3. And he hits it. Not his game, but Breed knocks it down. He's now made a career-high 10 threes this season.
Ed Cooley has raved about Allen Breed, his all-around game, what he's done defensively and what he's done on offense. A really solid guy.
Well defended there by Locke. Ed Cooley told us this afternoon he's feeling better about his defense. Thinks they're making some strides on that part of the floor, and we've seen that so far tonight.
Yeah, and they've really, that's where Ed Cooley has really made a lot of his career, is on rebounding and defense. This team has been much better offensively.
More inside, not there. And the rebound underneath is good.
How does he get that one? I mean, he was in a sea of white shirts, and you see his hands come out of nowhere to pluck that ball out of the air.
A 7-0 run by Providence. Jones trying to end it, and he does.
Second in the Big East in made threes. He makes 2.7 a game. Tremendous three-point shooter.
Locke in the corner. And the rebound to Cam Jones. Action starting to pick up here at Fiserv Forum. Shot clock down to 10. Here's the freshman Ross, and a foul is called. Timeout on the floor. Bryce Hopkins off to a hot start.
Boy, he's doing it all. The way he plucks this rebound out of the air with white shirts everywhere. And then on the other end, one of the great shooters in the league, Cam Jones, 18-17 Providence.
That was a clip from a phenomenal CBS Sports Network series called Home Court. Ed Cooley sitting down with Clark Kellogg, and Cooley now in his 12th season. We spent some time with him this afternoon at our hotel. We're at the same hotel as the Friars, and That was one of the more enjoyable chats I've had in a long time.
Well, I've known him for a long time from when he was an assistant at BC and I was the head coach at Villanova, so I've known him for years. But here's the crazy thing. Last year he was Naismith Coach of the Year. No Providence coach has ever been Naismith Coach of the Year, which is hard. Joe Mulaney, Dave Gavitt, Rick Barnes, Rick Pitino, Pete Gillen, Tim Wells. There have been so many great coaches. How about this? None of them ever was Big East Coach of the Year either, and Providence's regular season championship last year was the first one since they've been in the Big East. I found all three of those to be hard to believe, but that speaks to what Ed Cooley has done at this school.
And also 8 newcomers on the roster this year. It takes some time to get everyone to gel together, and we're starting to see that now for the Friars.
He's tremendous in the portal area. These two coaches are tremendous coaches, and I told you before the game, their players, all these players love their coaches, but they've done it in different ways. Shaka not as much with the portal. A couple of guys, Ed more with the portal. They both do a great job. They know what their niche is, and they are doing it at a high level.
Tied at 18 here, midway through the first half. Corner 3 won't go, tipped high out to Carter at midcourt.
I think it's really hard to have a new team every year and have them to be this good the way Providence has been. I think it's unbelievable.
Carter's pass is knocked out by Ben Gold. Hot start for Hopkins. He's got 8 points.
Yeah, this kid has been one of the revelations in the Big East. I don't think any, and I asked Ed, I said, Ed, did you know he was this good? He said, yeah, I recruited him out of high school. I certainly knew he was this good, but what a great get. 2 points a game at Kentucky, and look what he's doing now.
6th in the Big East, scoring better than 16 points per game. Breed bounces it inside, and a shot clock violation. Clifton Moore didn't get a good handle on it, and a turnover by Cooley's Friars.
You know, in the first game, Providence shot 49 free throws. They haven't taken one yet in this game. Shaka wasn't real happy about those 49 free throws, what I gathered when I talked to him before the game.
How would you feel if the opponent shot 49? I didn't think so.
Unless I had 50.
Mitchell short, gets his own miss, and puts it in. Stevie Mitchell doing some dirty work down low, and Marquette up by 2.
And that's what Stevie Mitchell does. He does all the little things for Shaka Smart. He makes threes when he's open, but he is a tremendous defender.
Moore back out Carter. Extra pass. They work it around the perimeter. Now Hopkins won't go. Follows it up with one hand. Great play by Bryce Hopkins.
A left-handed tip off the glass.
He's into double figures with 10 points. Mitchell for 3. Fight for the loose ball rebound. It stays with Marquette.
Great finish there. Then on the other end, Bryce Hopkins with a good move and tips it in with the left.
And Steve, a technical foul was just called on Bryce Hopkins. Have to take a look at what happened. I'm guessing he must have said the wrong word, and that's why he got the tee. And Ed Cooley now is hot that his player got teed up. Cooley received a tee on Saturday in Creighton, and now Hopkins gets teed. Let's take a closer look. Right there. Didn't like the call, thought it was last touched by Marquette, and now a technical on Hopkins.
And the worst part of that, obviously they get a point out of it, but you know, it's also a personal foul for Hopkins.
Jones travels. So Providence has done a great job all season getting to the free throw line, and specifically in that first matchup against Marquette, they were 35 of 49 from the line, but As Lapp pointed out, yet to get there tonight.
They're number 7 in the nation at 25 attempts a game, so this is a big part of what they do. Marquette's done a good job of not fouling tonight.
Those 49 attempts, the most by a Big East team in 4 years. And a turnover by the Friars. And Mitchell gives it right back. 4 turnovers for Providence, 3 by Marquette.
You know, after the first 5 minutes of the game, Providence didn't have an offensive rebound, and they now have 4.
Breed takes the handoff, drives in, loses the handle, and Kola collects it. Mitchell ahead of the pack. Mitchell all the way. No, but a foul. Mitchell will shoot free throws when we come back. Tight game in Milwaukee. Marquette up by 2. Get back to the 2003 NCAA tournament led by head coach Tom Crean. Marquette against number 1 seed Kentucky in the Midwest Regional Finals. Dwayne Wade at 29 points, 11 assists, sending Marquette to the Final Four. That was 20 years ago. And they're honoring the 20th anniversary tonight. We're so pleased to be joined by the head coach of that team, Tom Crean. Coach, great to see you.
Great to see both
love
of
the
you.
jacket. I'm imagining this is a pretty special evening
since
for
we've
you.
got the camera.
Oh, how about
wow.
that?
Look at that.
Whoa, we didn't see that before.
Custom made.
I like that.
Totally designed by Dwayne Wade and a couple people here at Marquette, a high-level designer. Every jacket personalized. We got it this summer, and everybody wore it, right?
That's
it's just, I can't imagine how much he spent on them, right? It's not like he doesn't have it, but he got the jackets for everybody. It was a great gift. We were back on August 7th and 8th for a reunion, and they had a golf outing, and we had a great time, and then back tonight. What's unique about tonight, every player on the team, all 13 are here.
That
which is just
really
amazing.
says something
Yeah.
for you, Coach. And I did want to ask you, when you got Dwayne Wade, who else was going after him? Was he under the radar?
Oh.
From what I remember, I was coaching him. Maybe if I tried to recruit him, I'd still be coaching instead of sitting here with cattle on.
Right, you know who recruited him? Tom Richardson at Illinois State, and Jim Molinari was at Bradley.
Oh, wow.
That was all. At the very end, Lorenzo Romar at St. Louis offered him, and Pat Kennedy offered him. Pat probably could have got him early if he would have recruited him at all, but they didn't. And again, in deference to them, he didn't have the grades, right? But he's just such an unbelievable person, and you could see that early. Now, we certainly didn't know he was going to turn out to be the player that he is and was, but he was such a good person. He had such great character, and it made a big difference for all of us.
Shaka Smart told us that you came to shoot around today, and you said a few words to the team. What was the message for the current group of Golden Eagles?
Well, the message was that there's so many similarities between our first year in the Big East, and basically the team that's being honored tonight is one of the biggest reasons that Marquette was in the Big East and was invited into the Big East.
Sure.
And there was a belief when we had Steve Novak, Jerome McNeil, Wes Matthews, Dominic James, even though we were picked 12th in the league, that we were better than that if we would learn to believe in one another. And we did. And this is what I think this team has. They have a belief. And I think that Shaka says it the best. They've got to invest in the relationships if they're going to get the results. And that's what our teams at Marquette that were at the best had. That's what this Final Four team had. They're still so close. I mean, it's just amazing watching them together 20 years later. It's amazing.
You know, Coach, you kind of go back a little like to when I was coaching, yet you also coached just recently in the modern era.
You coached a few pros and a few great
a couple
teams.
with
I know
social
that.
media. What were the changes that you saw while you were coaching? You know, going from when I was coaching, there was no social media to now the way things are.
Well, I think, you know what, Steve, I think it's all changing, obviously, with NIL, with the portal, with people wanting to leave quickly. But at the end of the day, it's still the same thing that matters. You've got to get better. You've got to get better in the offseason, and you've got to get better inside of your season. You've got to respect one another, all right? And you've got to knock out jealousies every day, because you might not even be jealous as a player, but somebody in the family or somebody in the circle is, you got to knock it out and help them understand what really matters.
This might be on social media, actually, this dunk by Prosper.
Well, they've got a team right here that they've got. You could see it. I came to speak at Shaka's clinic in the fall. their quickness for their big men is just phenomenal. When you've got quickness and speed like that and a work ethic, and this kid right here, he just keeps getting better and better. His shooting is so much better. He's obviously one of the best point guards, not only in the Big East, but in the country.
You know, Coach, I've never seen a 4 and 5 combination like Marquette have a 2-to-1 assist-to-turnover ratio. I've never seen that.
No, and you know what it is? I said this to their team today. Not only are they unselfish passers, but they're very skilled passers.
Coach, great to see you. Congratulations. Enjoy the night.
Great seeing you, Coach.
Thank you.
5:54 to go first half. We thank Tom Crean for joining us and Tyler Kolek delivering again, Lap.
Yeah, this guy, he just does all these things around the basket. He's able to get into the lane, making little jumpers. He's just so improved. Now he really has the potential. He had 25 against Xavier. He had 29 against Providence earlier in the year. Just getting better all the time.
9 points so far for Tyler Kolek. Shaka Smart calls him the best passer he's ever coached, but he can certainly score as well. In a timeout by Providence, they trail by 6.
And now Marquette is showing zone.
Jaden Pierre running the point for the Friars. Breed is on the bench. Shot clock at 4. Croswell puts it up, and it won't go. The rebound to Kolek.
What a great box out by Prosper on Bryce Hopkins that time.
Kolek, oh, what a feed! And Oso with the finish. Those two are roommates here at Marquette, and what a connection that was. It's a 10-2 run by the Golden Eagles. Carter trying to answer, and he does. That's a big bucket for Providence as this crowd was going crazy. Prosper had that highlight reel dunk earlier. He's got it on the outside here for 3. Yes!
I mean, that's the thing about their bigs. They're so versatile. They don't really have a pure center. You got Prosper, you got Iguodaro. They both can play 4. They both can step out. Well, Iguodaro not really a shooter, but he can make 15-footers. Let's take a look at how Tyler Kolek made this happen. We're going to stop right here. Look, Croswell. He is giving too much help here. And now look at Iguodaro. He dives to the basket. One thing about Marquette, they are one of the best in the country, not just the pick and roll, but pick and roll and the roll man scoring. That's what happened in that case. A lot is because of Tyler Kolek and the way he reads things.
Largest lead of the night for Marquette. Carter launches a 3. It won't go. Croswell can't get the rebound. Prosper has it the other way. Kolek left alone. And he does not make the Friars pay.
They got to get Bryce Hopkins back involved in this game.
And a whistle on the drive before the shot. And a foul against Marquette takes us to a timeout. The Golden Eagles have opened up a lead here on Providence. It's a 9-point game on CBS Sports Network. Marquette up 33-24 on Providence. Tomorrow night, catch a hardwood triple header, starting with UNCW against Hofstra at 7 Eastern. That's followed by Western Kentucky and Louisiana Tech. And then in the nightcap, BYU visits Santa Clara. Watch it all here on CBS Sports Network. And assist-to-turnover ratio leaders in the country, Keyshawn Justice of Santa Clara is 3rd. Tyler Kolek is 5th. And how about the pass he just had to his roommate, Oso Iguodaro?
You know, when this kid came out of high school, people didn't think he could play at the high level. He went to George Mason. But boy, he has really proven just a tremendous feel for the game. And, you know, he is definitely the most irreplaceable guy that Marquette has, because the way they play on offense, they try to do everything in the middle of the floor. A lot of it starts with pick and roll, and he's so good at that that he creates all kinds of problems for a defense. So he is just one of those guys that really understands the game.
You said it before, but it seems like Providence has to get it back in the hands of Bryce Hopkins. We haven't seen much of him lately.
And you know what, Andrew? They only have 4 offensive rebounds, and they've only had 4 offensive rebounds for a long time. They're one of the leaders in offensive rebounding rate. They get stuck in the corner there, and here comes the double team and a turnover.
And it was Hopkins who had it and had it taken away. 3.5 to go in the first. Oso Ighodaro turnaround. Soft touch is good.
This game, Andrew, I said this to Tom Crean, to have a 4 and 5 man, not that they're 5 men, Prosper and Ighodaro, and both guys have a 2-to-1 assist to turnover ratio. I mean, besides Kolik's got 3-to-1, that is unbelievable. That's why this team's one of the best in the country at assist to turnover ratio.
Tough pass there by Carter. It'll stay with Providence.
This time they saw it, they had the double in the corner. Average 9.5 steals a game, and then the left-handed jump hook gets the roll.
8 points for Ighodaro. Good play off the inbound, counted in 1 for Bryce Hopkins. And that's just what the doctor ordered for the Friars.
Yeah, it was a great out-of-bounds play with a good screen, and that's how Bryce Hopkins, it's pretty simple. That can't make Shaka Smart real happy. It was a very simple screen across for Bryce Hopkins. They went over this and walked through, but it happens.
First free throw of the night for the Friars after shooting 49 against Marquette back in December.
Yeah, I mean, when you keep Providence off the free throw line, 18 makes, 25 attempts a game, top 7 in the country, that has to be a big part of your game plan, is not to foul them.
Hopkins heads to the bench to get a breather, and Clifton Moore, the grad transfer, is back on the floor for Providence.
I think one of the reasons why Providence is not getting to the foul, and they're really not getting out in transition.
Kolik turnaround inside, too strong, and tipped right to Croswell. Lock for 3. Providence needed that one, but Croswell the offensive board. Back out Locke, he's gonna shoot it again, and misses again. Tough night so far for Noah Locke. Croswell again with the board, and a foul. Great work down low by Croswell. Coming up, AT&T 5G at the half. Good crew back in New York. Adam Zucker, Chris Walker, John Rothstein, Gary Parrish. They'll break down this game and get you caught up on other games around the country. It's all coming up on the AT&T 5G at the half.
Ed Croswell, number 5 in the nation in offensive rebounding rate. This guy had 7 offensive rebounds in the game against Creighton earlier in the year. Just a real worker on the glass.
Foul was on Ighodaro. That's his second, so he has to go out. He also had 2 first-half fouls on Sunday against Xavier. Meanwhile, Noah Locke, 1 of 8 from the floor and 1 of 6 from deep.
And I got to be honest with you, the 6 threes that he's taken have all been pretty open.
Croswell again with a rebound.
This is a long time they've had the ball down here.
And Locke hits from the free throw line. That was a big possession for Providence. They cut it to 6.
Well, they just went from 4 offensive rebounds to 7 in like 30 seconds. Good defense by Croswell.
Pierre defending Jones, and a travel on Cam Jones. Well, Croswell doing all sorts of great work down low.
Yeah, I mean, you just take a look at this guy. He plays hard, he hustles. He's another guy who's improved so much in the last year, doubling everything that he's done.
Ed Cooley telling us this afternoon that Croswell plays angry, and they need some of that toughness on this Providence team. back on the floor.
And really, except for the rebounding, this zone has really stopped Providence.
And a turnover by the Friars. 6 steals by Marquette.
Yeah, they're not attacking it at the high post or on the baseline. They're just kind of playing catch out on the perimeter.
Joplin for 3. It's good.
This guy, 10 points a game. Really good three-point shooter, 6'6".
His first bucket of the night.
They've got to get some penetration, Providence, against this zone.
Croswell down low, and a good feed from Devin Carter. Final 40 seconds of the first half, and a turnover by Kolek. A rare turnover by the junior from Cumberland, Rhode Island. Played at the St. George's School in Middletown, Rhode Island. Made the state semis as a senior. Was the Gatorade High School Player of the Year in Rhode Island. Went to George Mason and then left for Marquette after 1 year.
See, you can't just play catch out of the perimeter. They're all matched up. It's a zone, but it looks like man-to-man because of the way the matchups are.
And a whistle and a 3-second call against Providence.
That one always been, Ed Cooley's laughing because you really don't see it that often.
And Marquette calls timeout with 19 seconds left in the first half. Shaka Smart wants to draw up a play for the final possession of the first.
Marquette leading Providence by 7. Take a look at how they scored here. Ed Croswell. Prosper, look where he's looking. He's looking here. So what's going to happen? Croswell's just going to duck in on him hard, and he's not in position really to stop him from catching that ball. He just seals you up and makes it look really easy by using his body the right way. But you had to be prepared, and I don't think Prosper was as prepared there as he really needed to be.
Hopkins with 13 points and 7 rebounds, and for Marquette, Kolek has 9 points, 4 boards, and 3 assists. Marquette 10-2 this year when they have the halftime lead. They'll have it here. Let's see by how many. Right now up 7. Iguodaro back on the floor with 2 fouls. 4 seconds left. Iguodaro no. Tipped around. Providence has it. Carter throws one up. It won't count. And that takes us to the half. 20th ranked Marquette, thanks to Tyler Kolek, has a 7-point lead on number 22 Providence. Coming up, AT&T at the half. You're watching college basketball on CBS Sports Network. Present
at Babbel.com.
Halftime at Marquette, and moments ago, a really touching ceremony to honor the 20th anniversary of the 2002-2003 Marquette team that went all the way to the Final Four. We had Tom Crean with us in the first half. He told us that every single player on that team came back for tonight's ceremony. And when Crean addressed the crowd at halftime, he said, quote, "When you're a part of Marquette, it never leaves you." And a rousing ceremony here. This was their run back in 2003. They were a number 3 seed. They beat the number 6 seed Missouri in the second round. Pitt was a 2 seed in the Sweet 16, and then Kentucky a 1 seed in the Elite 8. Man, what a really nice job they did here at halftime. Back courtside with Steve Lapis, I'm Andrew Catalan, and I think the Marquette alums watching this are pleased with what they're seeing of the current edition of the Golden Eagles as well.
Oh, no doubt. I mean, Shaka Smart's doing a great job. And the big thing about tonight, I really do think they missed Jared Bynum. And I think this is the kind of game, I mean, they have 9 turnovers, Providence, but 6 are steals, 14 points off turnovers for Marquette, and 12 fast break points to 0 for Providence. I think a lot of that lies in what's going on in the backcourt.
Yeah, and it's been all Bryce Hopkins for Providence. He's been the guy to get them going with a team-high 13 points.
Yeah, I mean, this kid, he really started out well. They need him to continue to do this, though, the whole game. You know, missing a guy who's a good scorer for them. Jared Bynum, who had 16 in the first game, makes it a little bit tougher, no doubt about it. But Marquette, with these 6 steals that have led to a lot of fast break points, and that's what allows them to get the tempo up. Turn it over, have some travels, have turnovers where they got to take the ball out of bounds. These live ball turnovers are killers.
Time now for the first half stats, brought to you by Orgain. Here you see the 6 steals, 9 turnovers by the Friars. They average 13 per game, and those turnovers have proved costly today. 14 points off turnovers.
Yeah, because it's the kind of turnovers they are. They are directly leading to baskets. And now Providence has not been able on their end. They only have 1 steal. They're not getting out in transition like they would like to in the game. And they're not able to dominate the glass like they normally do. 7 offensive rebounds for them, 5 for Marquette. So Providence in this half has to take care of the ball better and not allow Marquette to get those easy runouts.
Marquette had won 5 in a row before the loss on Sunday at Xavier. They're 10-1 at home this year. The only loss coming against rival Wisconsin in overtime.
I mean, both these teams are having stupendous seasons so far. There's a long way to go, there's no doubt, but both teams overachieving and doing everything they can.
Providence basketball to begin the second half here on CBS Sports Network. The only game of the night featuring 2 teams going head-to-head who are both ranked in the top 25. And a steal number 7, this one by Mitchell. And not there, so he'll back it up.
Well, good job by Providence getting back, but not what they wanted to do. I'm sure Ed Cooley was talking about the turnovers in the locker room.
Jones, step back 3, is good.
He's a tough shot maker. He's one of those guys. He's not taking threes that are open. He'll take them contested.
6 points for Cam Jones. A 10-point Marquette lead. Roswell cuts it down to 8. Off the feed from Allen Breed. Kolek fakes the 3. Breed, one of Providence's better defenders. All over Kolek. Kolek driving on Breed again and gets the bounce. 11 points for number 11.
I don't know, I thought he did that second step. Could have been a travel, but he is so tough in that lane.
He scores or assists on 58% of Marquette's baskets this year, as Breed is off the mark. Jones, baseline drive for 2.
They need a timeout. I mean, that was way easy, and this start of the second half is starting to look like the game at Providence for a while, where they were driving the ball and getting in the paint at will.
Pierre at the scorer's table set to check in for Providence. And a whistle inside.
I mean, you take a look here. Once Kolek gets in there, it's all kinds of trouble. And then this is just Cam Jones, no help, blown by Croswell on a switch. Knew he had a mismatch with a big guy on him, but nobody gave the help.
Foul was on Cam Jones. That's his first. Providence basketball.
Devin Carter's been really quiet. This guy's been averaging 18 a game his last 6 games.
Only 4 points so far tonight. Here's Hopkins with the shot clock at 2. Hopkins puts it up, and it won't go. Tipped around right to Locke. Locke's gonna go up with it.
Bad shot.
Carter the offensive rebound. Hopkins launches. Nothing will fall for the Friars.
Prosper thinks he's going to take Locke.
Kolek locates Mitchell in the corner. His 3 halfway down and out, but an offensive board by Kolek.
And by the way, Kolek is the leading rebounder for Marquette tonight.
Now a foul is called on Kolek. His first. Well, in the preseason poll, Providence was selected 5th. They're currently in 2nd place. Marquette was selected 9th, and they are in 3rd place. Why do they still do preseason polls?
I don't even know.
Hopkins for 2.
Strong move that time by Bryce Hopkins.
He's got 15.
So good with the ball.
Iguodaro trying to work on Croswell. Kolek all the way to the hoop. Wild shot won't go. Locke sees Pierre up ahead. Pierre missed it. Carter chases it down. Right back inside to Croswell. He's tied up. And the possession arrow favors Marquette. Jaden Pierre has to put that down.
Boy, you know, you're down on the road. You've got to just lay it in the basket. No reason to try and dunk this ball.
Jones for 3. And Croswell lost it. Had it in his mitt, but could not hang on. Out of bounds to Marquette. Here's Jones right by Croswell, exploding past the big man.
Second time a switch that Cam Jones has made them pay, both times against Croswell.
10 points for Cam Jones.
I think Providence should try some zone.
Hopkins thought about a 3. Good defense here by Marquette. Shot clock inside 10. Locke, a deep 3. And the rebound to Iguodaro. Get the sense that Marquette is about to pull away even more. You can feel it in the building right now. The lead is 12. Trying to add to it here. Jones for 3. Won't go. And the rebound secured by Prosper. And the flush.
I really think Providence needs to play a little zone. The problem with this Marquette team, they're number 3 in the nation in half-court offense. Right now, they are really cutting Providence up.
It'll be Providence basketball when we come back. But Shaka Smart's Golden Eagles playing with a lot of energy tonight. Prosper the jam here. College basketball on CBS Sports Network is presented by Orgain. All Marquette right now on CBS Sports Network, and they'll be back on our air on Saturday, their next game at Seton Hall. Steve and I will be there for a 4 Eastern tip on Saturday in New Jersey. Earlier tonight, what a win for Seton Hall. They've now won 4 in a row after taking down UConn at the Prudential Center. 17
down at one point in that game. And, you know, you see obviously Villanova's going through a tough stretch. No Justin Moore is a huge loss. I mean, he's one of the 5 best players in the Big East Conference. Xavier, offensively, they have been unbelievable under Sean Miller. And the Big East, as always, really having a good year. Not maybe as good as last year, but pretty good.
Here are the Big East teams in the top 70 of the net. There are 6 of them, and Seton Hall probably going up after their win tonight. UConn really struggling now, 4 and 5 in league play.
They were number 1 in the country like 2.5 weeks ago, I think. And now this has been, and obviously they've, you know, haven't, Danny Hurley didn't coach tonight, or Kamani Young is associate head coach because of COVID. So it's not been going smooth lately for UConn.
UConn losing to both of these teams, Providence and Marquette. Just over 5 minutes gone by in the second half.
And Andrew, you can really see that Providence lacks direction. No Jared Bynum, that's a good shot by Devin Carter. They need him to get going, but there's really no direction on Providence. Allen Breed, Jaden Pierre's gonna be a good player. I don't know if he's ready yet to run what needs to be run.
Yeah, Bynum still listed as day-to-day with left side abdominal injury.
And Devin Carter from deep, and he's been really scoring the ball well his last 6 games, averaging 18 points.
Jones, not this time. And the rebound to Corey Floyd. Floyd maintains his handle. Providence looking for offense. Down 11.
I mean, he's got Pierre and Floyd at the same time.
Carter, tough shot, but he draws the foul. And there is Jared Bynum, third straight game that he is out. Ed Cooley saying he's day-to-day. They hope to get him back soon, and you can see that they could use him.
And preseason first-team all-league player. Now, he was not playing like a first-team, but he really was having a tough year shooting the ball and 24% from three, but he still has a very good assist-to-turnover ratio, and that's what they could really use tonight.
Closer look at Bynum, who's really struggled with his three-point shot this year. 41% a season ago, down to 24% this year.
Oh, he was on fire all of last year.
Yeah, we saw a lot of that firsthand on CBS Sports Network. Marquette foul was on Kolek. That's his second. It's a 9-point Golden Eagles lead.
Now some pressure. Providence still falls back into that man-to-man still.
Kolek bounces it to Iguodaro. Into the corner it goes to Ross. His three is good.
See, I gotta tell you, I think it's just so hard to play against Tyler Kolek man-to-man sometimes. You gotta mix it up. They're in too good of a flow.
Chase Ross chipping in with 7 points off the bench for Marquette. Hopkins in the paint, double teamed, and a tie-up. The possession arrow favors Providence.
You know, this is a bit of a, Providence was a little confused here. Stop it right here. There's too much space. And you're gonna see they make it look so easy. I mean, they have guys, Prosper, all these guys, they can make threes. The only guy who doesn't is Iguodaro.
Yet to attempt one in his career. Hopkins again draws the double, locates Moore, counted in one for Clifton Moore.
Ends up on a switch. Cam Jones, and that's what people like to do. They like that. You know, when I was coaching, Denny Crum was at Louisville. He was the first guy that switched everything. And we saw it. We played him a couple of times. Said, wow, what's this? Now everybody switches everything. It's unbelievable.
Second foul on Cam Jones as Moore cannot complete the three-point play. Only 6 free throw attempts for Providence tonight after they had 49 in the first game against Marquette. Prosper, oh boy! Another highlight reel dunk for Olivier Maxence Prosper.
I think the paint is starting to become a problem too for Providence.
Hopkins. And Marquette looking to run. They've got numbers the other way. Joplin thought about a three, now drives in, and he's fouled from behind. All the momentum in Marquette's favor right now.
Yeah, I mean, you're going to see here another easy drive to the basket. Cam Jones has 2 layups. Prosper now getting into the paint a little bit too easy.
In this half, Marquette is 7 of 12 from the floor. Providence just 4 out of 13. And Joplin rattles in the free throw. Croswell coming back in. Now, one of the things that Shaka Smart told us before the game was the need for his group, which is young, to mature at the end of games, finish games off. They've lost 5 games, all 5 of their losses by 5 points or less. That's a tough thing to teach, closing out games, especially with a young group.
Experience is the key, and you know, winning 1 or 2 of them will kind of give you that confidence and that feeling. But on the other hand, you say, how about this? They only lost 5 games this year. They were picked 9th, and in every game they lost, they had a chance to win. Good job by Croswell there, coming to meet the pass.
Hopkins can't knock down the open look, and the rebound to Sean Jones. Prosper right at Croswell. Marquette very patient offensively.
Tremendous half-court offensive team.
Iguodaro.
They're just...
Ross for three. And knocked out by Prosper. Timeout on the floor. Marquette looking good against Providence. You're watching college basketball on CBS Sports Network, presented by Orgain. A lot of smiles here at Marquette. They lead Providence 56-42. We mentioned this before, but all 5 of Marquette's losses this year have been by 5 points or less, and you see the records of the teams they've lost to. Pretty good opponents they've faced and gone down, led by Purdue, who's 17-1.
Well, that's why you have a net of 18. So Providence is easily in the NCAA tournament if things were happening today.
Olivier Maxence Prosper. He's been filling up the stat sheet and some highlight reel dunks as well.
Yeah, I mean, this kid transferred from Clemson. Didn't do much his freshman year, but he's really showing what he is. Very versatile. As I said earlier, how about this guy? 2-to-1 assist to turnover ratio. He can make threes. He's obviously very athletic, and he has the ability to go off the dribble. Just a really, really good player. And give this man credit for the way he has developed all of these kids. Every guy on this team is better than he was last year. You know, somebody's got to regress usually. No one's regressed.
Prosper in the offseason worked on better balance, driving to the paint. Felt like it would help him with his shot taking, better defensive position as well with balance. That was a lot of his offseason focus, and boy, it's paying off so far, the junior out of Montreal.
I'll tell you what, Andrew, though, you got to love both these coaches. And, you know, they have tremendous relationships. They get it.
Shot clock at 2. Hopkins. Oh, it goes in. And Hopkins has 17.
And they certainly still have time to make a run at this, but they've got to do a better job with their half-court defense. And here's that switch again. Now it's lock on Iguodaro, and he sees it.
Mitchell had it knocked away. Good defense by the Friars. Here comes Breed the other way. Carter, baseline, looking for Croswell, and he takes a bump. Third foul on Oso Iguodaro.
Third personal, 5th team foul.
Well, you mentioned how much Shaka's gotten his players to improve, and you look at some of these numbers, especially for Jones and Prosper, from last season to this season, points per game.
Yeah, I mean, the only guy who had, they played a little bit last year, no doubt about it, but the only guy who had a major role last year was Kolek. These other guys were coming off the bench. Now they're the guys. There's a reason why they were picked ninth.
Carter leans in and draws the foul. Smart play by Devin Carter.
Yeah, Devin Carter is one of these kids just knows how to play. Well, you said it, Andrew. Why do preseason polls? I mean, how about this? The #1 team in the country was not in the top 20 in the preseason.
They're trying to take a look if it was
That's a 3.
a 2 or a 3.
I thought he stepped his foot back. Let's see. That's a 3.
Should be 3. And now they're pulling the teams off the floor. And now they've determined it is 3 shots. So it'll be Devin Carter at the line for 3. We were chatting with Ed Cooley at the team hotel earlier today, and Devin Carter came by with his lunch, and Ed Cooley said, "What'd you bring me for lunch?" And Carter said, I'll come back with the leftovers, the scraps. Ed Cooley really likes this young man out of Miami.
He's got nerve. Who's handing out the meal money?
Kevin's father, Anthony, played in the NBA for 13 seasons, now an assistant coach for the Miami Heat.
With my guy, Malik Allen, played for me at Villanova.
It's a good staff.
Yeah, really good staff.
One more coming for Carter.
They gotta make stops. That's it right now. You're down 9. You can certainly get back in this thing. They're in that 1-2-2 pressure. Gotta make stops.
Cam Jones at the scorer's table for Marquette.
Oh, layup.
Mitchell splitting the D.
I mean, I know Ed has the zone in his repertoire. Little surprised he hasn't tried it.
That was too easy for Stevie Mitchell. Inside 10 minutes to go in the second half. Breed and a foul. Going up, Breed will shoot 2. Fouls on Sean Jones.
I mean, let's go back. A little confused. Stop it right there. Look at it. There was 3 guys over here and 2 Providence guys over here by themselves. And then they close out, and obviously they're in trouble. Give up another layup.
Fans starting to grumble a little bit as the team fouls in this second half. 7 for Marquette to just 1 for Providence.
All of a sudden, the free throw attempts starting to creep up slowly.
Cam Jones back on the floor. Breed has one more. He's their best. Well, why am I saying it before he shoots? He's their best free throw shooter on the team. And I knew I caught myself.
You're a pro.
I knew I shouldn't have done that. Only 3 free throw attempts in the first half, 8 so far in the second half.
But they've got to get stops here. And they're giving up too many easy baskets.
Almost a stop, and it is a turnover as Mitchell could not control it inside. And there's a clock issue. It looks to be fixed pretty quickly. It'll be Providence basketball down by 10. Iguodaro coming back on the floor, and Prosper will get a breather.
One of the main weakness on this Marquette team is they're a little small and they don't rebound the ball well, but they do a whole lot of other things well.
Doing a better job on the glass tonight than they did first time around, and that was a key that Shaka Smart told us. They're only being out-rebounded by 1 tonight.
Yeah, I mean, Shaka must have killed him in practice too, because Xavier destroyed him on the glass the other day, but Xavier's huge. Nunji and Fremantle, those guys are big.
Shot clock at 4. Croswell inside, no, gets his own miss, and this time it goes. And the lead is down to 8.
It's all about what they do on this end of the floor.
Kolek trying to answer, and he does. And Shaka Smart calls timeout with 8:47 to go. Providence not going away quietly.
No, not at all. Ed Croswell there, inside, stays with it, finishes with the left hand, and then on the other end, Tyler Kolek, this guy gets in the lane like crazy. Up 10, Marquette over Providence.
10-point Marquette advantage on Providence, 8:47 to go in the second half. Points in the paint. You see Marquette dominated Providence in the first meeting back in December. Much closer so far tonight, but Marquette's still able to have a nice lead.
Yeah, oh, no doubt about it. They've been able to really keep Providence at bay. Those steals that really they got in the first half is kind of where this lead has been maintained from. So, and Providence just not getting enough stops here in the second half to get all the way back in this game.
It'll be Providence basketball out of the timeout. A lot of these students on their feet here at Marquette. Been a great atmosphere at Fiserv Forum.
Now Marquette in that zone. They've switched it up effectively back and forth. The only problem with this is, can they rebound out of it? You got to get some splits with the dribble. You got to make two guys guard you and create something.
Breed with a tough step back for two and a big bucket for the Friars.
That's a tough shot when you take like 6 dribbles and just pull up against the zone.
Let's see if Kolek has an answer. And Croswell reaches in. And a sarcastic cheer from the crowd as they've been waiting for some Providence fouls. Just their second of the half.
Well, Providence, Allen Breed, big one there, within 8.
Eight-point Marquette lead with 8 minutes to go in the second half. Coming up next, catch up with College Hoops crew in the studio as they break down all the hardwood action from coast to coast. It's Inside College Basketball right here on CBS Sports Network. Time now to take a look at the game summary brought to you by AT&T 5G.
Yeah, you know, when you see those points off turnovers, 17-7, 16 fast break points that resulted in a lot of those turnovers, those steals, really has made the difference in the game.
And one stat not mentioned there's Steve Novak, back for the 20th anniversary. But the rebound, Steve, we mentioned it before, but it's only a 2-rebound advantage for Providence. That's a big factor in Marquette's lead right now.
Especially when you consider in rebound margin, they're top 20 in the nation, out-rebound their opponents by almost 10 a game. So give Marquette credit. They came in prepared. Shaka got his point across.
Cam Jones misses the 3 and the rebound to Hopkins. Chased from behind by Mitchell. Carter. And a bad turnover there by Devin Carter. He knows it. Iguodaro able to locate Mitchell. Kolek defended by Floyd. Tough shot, won't go. Floyd the rebound.
You know, the hard thing about them is they spread it out, and he's so hard. It's a good move by Breed.
Breed all the way. No. Croswell the offensive board. Croswell up and in.
This guy, he parks himself under the basket, and he just works and works and works. One of the best offensive rebounders in the country.
He's got a dozen and just commits the foul on the other end.
So you take a look at Ed Croswell here. Last year he averaged 5 points a game. He's more than doubled his output. Just works so hard in there.
He picks up his second foul and the third team foul this half against the Friars. Chase Ross back on the floor for Stevie Mitchell.
You know, Ed Croswell is the kind of guy, he knows what he can do, and that's what he does. He doesn't try to do anything that he can't do.
Jones rejected, but they're going to call a goaltend.
Just too many of those drives where there's no help, guys getting beat off the dribble.
Give Jones the bucket, he's got 12.
I mean, they had it down to 6.
Breed, the junior from Powder Springs, Georgia, setting up the Providence offense with 6.5 to go.
Providence Marquette sticking with the zone. Good pass.
And Croswell finishes off a great look from Hopkins, and Ed Cooley calls timeout.
I mean, Shaka can't be too happy with that. It was so easy.
With our producer, Scott Brandwine, director Corey Fishman, our entire crew, we thank you for joining us here on CBS Sports Network. A good one in the Big East, and we've seen a Couple of big results already tonight. We told you Seton Hall defeated UConn, and how about DePaul a moment ago knocking off Xavier?
I mean, that's unbelievable, knocked off Xavier. I mean, Xavier was undefeated coming into the game, the highest scoring team in the conference. Big perimeter guy, Sully Boone, probably the player of the year if you had to pick one right now, the guard who transferred from Texas El Paso, but they go down also. The Big East tournament is going to be something this year.
So a Providence win tonight would move them into a share of first place with Xavier.
And I don't blame Ed Cooley for calling timeout there. They got it to 6 last time, let him score too easy. He's making the point of, we got to get this thing to 4. Let's get a stop here.
Cam Jones. Prosper always attacking. And a beautiful move from Prosper.
So good with the ball. Another layup.
He's got 11. Breed inside. Hopkins, yes. Ed Cooley wanted a foul, but instead Hopkins with the bucket. He's got 19. And it's gotten quiet here in Milwaukee. Jones trying to bring him to life, and he does.
Tough shot maker.
15 for Cam Jones. And now this place is buzzing again.
I mean, Marquette shooting 53% for the game. There's a reason why they're the number 3 offensive team in the country, according to Ken Pomeroy.
Offensive foul called against Bryce Hopkins.
Great finish there by Hopkins. But this Cam Jones, that high arc from 3.
Second foul on Hopkins, inside 5 minutes to play. Kolek, good defense inside. Breed the other way. Lloyd is joining him. Breed can't finish, but Croswell does.
How about Croswell running the floor there, not just letting his guy go to the basket and following that up, another layup.
Prosper, a tough shot again. He has made some acrobatic buckets tonight. Carter nearly turns it over, but Breed is right there. 9-point game.
Just getting beat off the dribble too much.
Carter from the outside. It's good. And Ed Cooley takes a timeout. Devin Carter brings Providence back within 6. One timeout left for the Friars, trying to pull one out on the road.
Adam Zucker in New York. Cat and Coach showed you the latest standings. Not a game that you thought would bring Xavier's first Big East loss. DePaul's Deshaun Nelson gave him the lead, and then Eral Penn swatting away Xavier's last chance. 73-72. Xavier's 11-game winning streak over. Andrew and Steve, back to you.
Zuck, what a win for DePaul, and it just shows you the depth of the Big East once again. Some of the scores from tonight and what's to come on the Big East scoreboard this week.
Well, I'll tell you what, DePaul has been a different team since Deshaun Nelson has gotten more and more involved inside. He hurt Villanova last week. Now he hurt Xavier tonight. He's a good player, and this DePaul team's getting better and better. Tony Stubblefield really doing a good job.
Don't forget, we'll see you on Saturday at Seton Hall. Marquette and Seton Hall on CBS Sports Network. One timeout left for Providence. Marquette has 2 with 4:14 to go and some full court pressure by the Friars. And now Kolek will bring it up the floor, the Cumberland, Rhode Island native. At a career high 29 in the game at Providence in December. Jones draws the foul. That's going to go on Alan Breed, his second.
They're so good at spreading things out and then driving it into the lane.
What a job by Jones in terms of getting to the free throw line this year compared to last year. He only went to the line 18 times last year. This season already 33 times for Jones. Still another couple of months left. One out of two for the sophomore from Memphis. Hopkins spinning, lost control. It'll stay with the Friars. 10 on the shot clock.
I like the fact that he lost the ball there. Good defense by Prosper. He did lose it. I like the fact that he's trying to take something to the basket.
It'll be Breed to inbound to Hopkins. Immediately draws the double. Trapped in the corner. Locates Croswell. 5 to shoot. Croswell up. And he scores.
This guy scores points and he hardly moves. He hardly goes anywhere.
In 2 games against Marquette, Croswell has now scored 38 points. 18 tonight. Iguodaro can't answer. And the rebound at Carter. 5-point game. Carter had it taken away by Jones.
What a huge turnover.
Jones end-to-end for 2.
They had it to 5 with the ball.
Cam Jones with 18 points, and the fans on their feet here in Milwaukee. 19 points off turnovers for the Golden Eagles.
Give it to Croswell.
Instead, Carter from the outside won't go, and what a rebound by Floyd. Floyd goes right up and scores. Corey Floyd, a big bucket. The lead back down to 5. Prosper's gonna catch and shoot a 3, and Iguodaro is there for the board.
They were very fortunate because that was a terrible shot. Up 5 with 2 minutes to go.
And a foul is called. It's the 3rd on Croswell.
I mean, this is just a bad play by Devin Carter. He goes right into the help.
Team foul number 6 against Providence. Cam Jones has really been a spark here in the second half, looking for more. He's got it!
You know, you hate to say it, but Alan Breed completely fell asleep on that out-of-bounds play.
21 in the game for Cam Jones.
I mean, you take a look at what happens on this out-of-bounds play. I mean, take a look at Alan Breed right here. I mean, I'm sorry, right here. Number 0, I mean, just didn't realize the best shooter in the game is in his corner.
Jones only had 3 points at the half, 18 here in the second half. As Iguodaro picked up his 4th foul, it's Breed at the line. Breed and Jeffrey Anderson having a chat before the final free throw. Two out of 2 for Breed. He will come out for Jaden Pierre. And you see what the two stars have done in this series, going back to December and then again tonight.
And with Kohler, you also have to look at the fact that he's got 6 assists, 6 rebounds also.
Marquette breaks the pressure.
They need to use a little bit of this clock now.
They are using clock. The shot clock down to 10. Jones has had the hot hand. Do they go to him again? Iguodaro with 5. Iguodaro. Oh, a foul is called as Croswell came over. Foul is called on Corey Floyd. That's his first.
I mean, Iguodaro was really smart here. The shot clock is winding down. He knows he's got a smaller guy. He takes the ball hard to the basket.
This has been a focal point for Iguodaro. He struggled at the line, 47%. He said he believes in himself, works hard at it, gets the bounce there.
Wow, that didn't look good.
Has not lost confidence despite shooting 47% at the line. One more. Those are big. 2 for 2 for Oso. Once again, the fans on their feet. 1:25 to go.
And Marquette goes to the zone, making Providence use a lot of clock against the zone.
Carter, a deep 3. And a whistle. And a foul is called on Marquette. David Joplin whistled for the foul inside, and that'll be a 1-and-1 for the Friars.
Let's see Joplin there.
Looked like he was tangled up with Croswell, who is the one that will shoot the 1-and-1. Croswell, a 65% free throw shooter. This is what Shaka Smart was talking to us about pregame. Closing out games, a young group. The least experienced team in the Big East Conference, Marquette. Croswell gets them both. He's got 20 points to tie his season high, which he set earlier this year against Marquette. His career high is 24.
Full court pressure now. Needs some solid defense. Don't have to go crazy. Don't have to foul.
Iguodaro goes past Croswell. And the ball's coming our way, out of bounds to Providence. And Ed Cooley will call his final timeout with 1:04 to go. Take another look.
Good job here. They go with the aggressive double, and then at that particular spot, it's just a bad pass right at his leg. Yeah, just a tough pass for Cam Jones to handle.
1:04 on the clock. Time now to take a closer look at the plays we love, brought to you by Marco's Pizza. And Tyler Kolek, he had the works on his pizza tonight.
Yeah, he did. I mean, he was doing it all. A little bit defense there, getting in the lane, assists, taking the ball to the basket, strong. Throw in there 6 rebounds, 6 assists, 2 turnovers. So he's keeping that 3-to-1 assist to turnover ratio up there.
Dwayne Wade, he's been very gracious with so many of the fans here tonight, taking a lot of pictures, certainly seeing a lot of familiar faces. You like that timeout there by Cooley? That was his last one.
I don't know if I would have used it there. They just got a turnover. Maybe he's got something he wants to set up in particular. He had something in his mind about how to get Bryce Hopkins the ball. That's possible too. Let's see what they do coming out of this timeout now. If they score, it's a good timeout.
There's Kolek, 13, 6, and 6. Marquette's largest lead tonight was 14 points. It's down to 6, and it's Providence ball. Hopkins to Carter. Now
Marquette
he'll pick it up.
Back to the man-to-man, and Devin Carter's been playing the point here for a long time.
Out of the timeout, let's see where they go. Carter to Locke. He's been very quiet tonight. Breed is fouled. That stops the clock, and we'll send Allen Breed to the free throw line.
That's exactly what you want if you're Providence.
Second foul on Stevie Mitchell.
Use 9 seconds and get 2 free throws. Or 1 and 1. No, 2 free throws.
And double bonus now. Breed will get 2.
You know, this is one of those games, Andrew, that Providence hanging around, they could steal it. And let me tell you something, if they do, it would be thievery for sure.
One out of 2. An 84% free throw shooter. Kolek will bring it up the floor. How do you play it defensively?
Don't have to foul. Good double there.
And Shaka Smart calls timeout.
It was a good timeout.
Ed Cooley wanted to travel before the timeout. Instead, Shaka was able to get in there. Coming up next, don't forget our crew in New York. They will break down all the hardwood action from coast to coast on Inside College Basketball right here on CBS Sports Network. All right, so 43 seconds on the clock, 22 on the shot clock. You play it out.
I think you're going to play it out, maybe be aggressive with some traps, because you know they're going to be trying to hold it. They're not going to be trying to score, so be aggressive with some traps. I would not foul yet. If you can get the ball back, 21 seconds to go, down 5, you score, cut it to 1 possession, foul. That's how I would play it out.
Marquette just a 70% free throw shooting team, which is 8th in the Big East, but they've done a good job tonight at 79%. Iguodaro to inbound. Bounces it into Kolek, draws a triple team, gets rid of it to Joplin. Aggressive pursuit here by the Friars defensively.
I mean, they had Kolek and they're going to foul.
They fouled Kolek, who's a 77% free throw shooter.
You know, I think it's the kind of strategy where some guys would foul and some guys wouldn't, depending on what you're comfortable with. Ed Cooley obviously felt like I wanted a foul. He didn't want to have only 21 seconds left. Now he's got 33.7, but he could be down 7 with 33.7.
One and a clutch free throw from Kolek.
Yeah, I think I'd have played it out and hoped to get the ball back down 5. Now you don't know, they could score 2 at the end of the shot clock, there's no doubt.
Kolek makes it a 3-possession game.
Well, now they got to go quick, score, and foul. Now they have no choice.
15 for Kolek tonight to go along with 7 rebounds and 6 assists. Carter is fouled to stop the clock with 28 seconds to go.
That's the one thing you don't want to do if you're Marquette. Yeah, I mean, that's a foul. Joplin fouled him.
Second foul on Joplin.
There's no reason to put that much pressure on Devin Carter. When you're 6'6", he's a guard, you're kind of a 3-4 player. Don't get up that tight on him.
Tough one there for Carter. Providence has struggled at the line tonight. They are 12 for 19. One out of 2 for Carter. Corey Floyd will come in for Croswell.
Two possessions, you got to foul right away. they got a foul. I mean, I know they got him in the corner there.
Kolek calls timeout. Final timeout for Marquette. So both teams out of timeouts. Upcoming schedule for Marquette. We will see you with the Golden Eagles on Saturday at Seton Hall. That's a 4 o'clock tip on CBS Sports Network. And then they'll go to a DePaul team that earlier tonight beat Xavier.
Yeah, there's no easy nights, that's for sure.
Meanwhile, next up for Providence, they will see DePaul. That's a home game coming up Saturday. They've got 2 in a row at home, DePaul and then Butler, and then a couple on the road at Villanova and at Xavier.
But they've got a pretty favorable schedule for what they need to do coming up.
Dwayne Wade just went into the student section and took a selfie with the Marquette students. He's been great tonight, having a good time. And he's hoping to see his Golden Eagles pull this one out. You'd expect Providence foul right away out of the timeout.
You know, obviously the big thing for Marquette is you got to make sure you get the ball in bounds, because now you have no timeouts left. So you got to get the ball in bounds. And if you're Providence, maybe if they throw it into the deep corner, you try and trap, but you really have to foul right away. You're down 6 with 23.5 seconds to go. You need to foul.
Possession arrow favors Marquette with 23.5 on the clock.
And you know, if by some reason Iguodala's probably taking the ball out, he's the weakest foul shooter on the team by far, and he is taking the ball out of bounds.
Iguodala bounces into Kolek, and there is Breed to commit the foul.
Providence foul, 0 on Breed, third personal, 9, team foul.
So Kolek had 25 last time out at Xavier, and he's got 15 tonight. A chance to add to that total. It's a 1-and-1. Kolek 4 out of 4 from the line tonight. And he's got another.
Got to get the quickest basket you can get, whatever it is. Obviously, if you can get a good 3, even better. But
81-73. Carter races up ahead. Breed will launch a deep 3. No good. Kolek the rebound with 13 seconds left, and he's fouled. And they can taste it now in Milwaukee. Marquette on the verge of going to 11-1 at home this year, and 15-5 on the season. Kolek gets them both. 19 for the junior tonight. Final 10 seconds. Carter, yes. That makes it an 8-point game. Mitchell will dribble it out, and that's how it will end. Marquette with some payback after a December loss at Providence. And the Golden Eagles go to 15-5 on the year.
They're just such a good offensive team, and they did enough on the glass to hold their own and come away with this win.
Cam Jones leading the way with 21 points. 1 of 4 in double figures for Marquette. They go to 7-2. And in second place behind Xavier, while Providence now 6-2 in league play. 83-75 is the final score. That'll do it from Milwaukee. For Steve Lapis and our entire crew, I'm Andrew Catalan. This has been a presentation of CBS Sports Network, the 24-hour home of CBS Sports. Now we send it to New York. Adam Zucker and the crew standing by for Inside.